Hey guys, let's talk about some things that have been going on in my life, bring you up to date, and then we're going to talk about a serious subject that I have just seen within about the last mm, 2 days. Okay, first, an update. Um, since I last posted anything, I've been through a couple of jobs. Um, had a nice, you might say, head-to-head encounter with Hurricane Michael. Destroyed the back end of my home. Did some irreparable damage. I may be moving out of here soon, and that's why you haven't seen me posting as much. I was working some really funky hours. I've still got some things going on like before. Still making lots of different homemade cleaning products. So that hasn't changed a bit. And just thought I'd let you know I'm still very much alive and well. And now we go on to what concerns me. First of all, I want to begin this with a big disclaimer, and I'm going to offer up my apologies to the transgender community. So you probably already know where I'm going right now, okay? We're probably talking about Jessica Yanir. Well, he was born Jonathan Yaniv. And now I can tolerate a lot of things. I don't claim to be politically correct. I don't claim to be socially acceptable or anything like that. But I do claim to be pretty tolerant. And I admit I do not understand the whole transgender thing. I don't know. I don't always feel comfortable when I'm around them. Then again, I don't feel comfortable around a guy who's like 7'4" and 500 pounds. I don't know his world. So I want you to know that before I start anything that may be interpreted as hateful comments. But this character, for lack of a better term, I don't want the pronoun police to come in on me, is a man, born a man, identifies as a woman, has been going to certain, I guess you might say, like nail shops, whatever, where they offer waxing. Now, they claim to be a female only shops, all of them. Well, he hasn't had his, shall we say, bottom surgery. So, yeah, they are not really waxing rather, female anatomy. Okay, I hope the kids aren't around. Get them on out of the way, okay? He seems to be a pretty big guy, so he's probably got a sack and a Johnson bigger than mine, okay? But he wants to identify as a woman. Well, anyway, of course, these people are saying, no, this is a female only. You are obviously not fully female, no matter what you think you are. And he has done this to about 15, 16 different places. He's gotten some of these shops closed down. He's brought lawsuits against him. Claims that the people who will not wax his male genitalia are the equivalent of neo-Nazis. You're doggone right, they are. They sure are, because I don't think Hitler and the boys would wax any, sacks or whatever, They would prefer to handle the women's, being I think they were about all straight, okay? And it's really been bad. And again, I don't want members of the trans community mad at me, just getting irate, because I know he does not represent them. And another way he doesn't really represent the trans community is that he makes a point of going into the women's bathrooms, okay? And again, I've actually spoken to some trans people, some trans women. Most of them said, they're kind of awkward in that body part and that situation to begin with. So what they do is, they sort of sneak in, do their business, get out. Not him. No, he's not content to do that. He likes to try to take pictures of little girls while he's in there. And he's made some comments that are really gross. I'm trying to clean this up so I don't offend anyone too much because it's offensive stuff. He was wondering he was wondering like why he hadn't seen more tampon strings while he was taking pictures under the stalls. Upset that he had seen a lot less breast and open vulvas. Remember, and he was talking about 12, 14-year-old girls. Then he started getting really gross in here talking about, like the menstrual cycles of tweens and basically middle school girls. I mean, it was almost like he was making a concerted effort to, I don't know, check out as much about them as possible. And to me, that, again, that seems a lot less like, a man who's transitioning into a woman than maybe a dirty old man. Whoops, I got talking with my hands. But he sounds more like a dirty old man who is, trying to fly the old rainbow flag so he can look at underage girls. And speaking of looking at underage girls, he went one step even further than this. No, he got licensed for a pool party, an all-body pool party, as I think he called it. And here's what that means. Basically, it was for girls only. Imagine that. And that the girls who were 12 years old or older had the option of being topless. Okay. I didn't stutter when I said that. Gets worse. Parents and other caretakers were not permitted because it was already deemed to be a safe environment. Yeah, and I mean, the local legislature, this took place in Canada, approved this mess. I'm not joking. See, to me, this seems more like the actions of a sexual predator than a person making a transition. Again, I don't understand the trans community, but I imagine if I were a trans person, that he is almost playing into the sort of stereotype that a lot of really, haters would have. And he's sort of painting them he's using to paint them with the whole brush that is usually used to paint trans people, as perverts or whatever, trying to just dress in drag and, take advantage of minors. I mean, he's violated and remember, he's already violated a lot of these young girls' sexual privacy with his actions. It gets worse. Yeah, it does. He even made particular strong attacks toward Lindsay Shepherd. And for those of you who don't know her, she is a great free thought, free speech advocate in Canada. Really need to Google her, okay? Great gal, love her to death, okay? Well, he gets to sharing things which are very vulgar. I mean, I'm not even going to show the screenshots. I don't want the YouTube powers that be, taking my channel down or whatnot, and I really don't want to offend anymore, other than to say he continued this fascination with underage girls, menstrual cycles, and genitalia. It was creepy. And he went so far as to even say directly to her online that I don't know how to say it, his vagina was much tighter than hers because she had recently passed a 10-pound baby through it. Now let that sink in. The guy hasn't had the surgery. He's got what I've got, probably bigger. Okay, all right. And then he tells her, well, on top of this, you have a septated uterus. And it's a condition that Ms. Shepherd has been very open and confronting. And she admits that she's got that. Well, her reply was, well, you know what? At least I have a uterus. And you don't, you fat, old, ugly man. Don't blame her. So, what do you think Twitter does? This is where all this conversation is going on Twitter. Yeah, they decide to permanently ban Lindsay Shepherd. Thanks a lot, you creep. Okay? And thanks a lot, Twitter. up yours. It's a clear case of someone trying to use the rainbow flag to cover up sexual misconduct, much as the same way that Kevin Spacey has done. Kevin Spacey's defense for his inappropriate touching of a 14-year-old boy was like, "Hey, I'm gay." Well, if I'd have fondled a 14-year-old girl like that, and her dad were all angry, and I said, "Hey, man, I'm straight," do you really think that would have flown? I want to tell the LGBT community, I love you. I don't hate you. I know you may think otherwise, but here's your opportunity, because this man is making you look bad. He is basically the embodiment of the stereotype that the far right is saying about the whole LGBT community. And here's your chance for you guys to speak up, be counted, and do something about this. I don't care if enough of us do this, something will have to happen. And I know I'm obviously, you've heard me speak. Obviously, I'm from the southern U.S. And you say, well, why are you concerned about something that is going on in Canada? Well, you know what they say, it rolls downhill. All right, and make sure you show Lindsay Shepard a lot of love and support, guys. I mean, I don't care. You can talk about me all day. I'm down with that. I'm a big boy, old enough to take it, tough enough to take it. But the people I'm concerned about are these young girls who had their sexual privacy violated, and who will have their sexual privacy violated, if not a whole lot more of their things violated, if this creep has his way. And remember, this creep is a guy in drag trying to identify as a woman and sort of use the whole trans blanket as an excuse to commit all kinds of sex acts against underage girls. And I'm sorry, I can tolerate a lot of things, and I am very tolerant, but I do not tolerate sex crimes against children, and that is essentially what he has done. So please, let me know what you think. I got a comment section below. Fill it up. Love me, hate me, think your production values suck, whatever. I don't care, man. Just do something about it. Don't just watch it. Oh, okay. Share this story with others, and maybe we can take care of people like him. All right, that's all I got to say. Y'all have a good one. God bless.